Imagine living in a country so strict that the clothes you wear, haircut you have, and even your choice of emotion could put you in prison. This is the everyday life of North Koreans. In today's video, we will be showing you the insides of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and crazy, brutal laws inside Kim's regime. North Korean men serve in the military for 10 years, with the possibility of extending to 13 years for specialized unit.
원수들이 이 땅에 덤벼든다면 조국의 평온을 지켜 한몸 그대로 못의 주목이 되고 번개 같은 비수가 될 굳은 결의가 가슴마다에 빗겨 있습니다.
While women serve for 7 years, with service beginning at age 17 for both. There are exemptions, but the country has the longest mandatory military service in the world and uses it for regime control in addition to defense, with service often beginning after high school.
속에서 자란 조선인민 우리 전투원들은 경애하는 최고 사령관 동지께서 안겨주신 담력과 배짱, 천하무적의 억센 힘과 용맹을 더 억세게 벼려갈.
Life in North Korea isn't easy. Most people travel on bicycle, but even this type of machinery is luxury to most, and only usually found in the big cities. You might be wondering, how do people afford housing in the DPRK? Well, all land in North Korea is owned by the regime. The DPRK assigns apartments or houses to people based on their social class, loyalty to the regime, and occupation. For example, people in the military, government, or citizens who have shown loyalty to the Kim regime may get newer, better housing in cities like Pyongyang. Farmers and lower-class citizens often get older, poorly maintained housing in rural areas. Even though it's free, where you live depends heavily on your songbun, a social classification system that ranks families by political loyalty. People with low songbun can be stuck in poor, cramped housing with unreliable electricity and heating. Imagine turning on the television in North Korea. The screen lights up, not with sitcoms or commercials, but with a single, state-run channel. The broadcast begins with stirring orchestral music, sometimes accompanied by patriotic imagery, flags waving, statues of past leaders, soldiers marching. Then comes the news anchor. She sits upright, formally dressed, her voice steady but filled with emotion.
희망찬 앞날에 대한 확신과 혁명적 자부.
In North Korea, news isn't just delivered, it's performed. Anchors are trained to speak with fiery passion, especially when mentioning Kim Jong-un or the accomplishments of the state. Almost every story begins the same way. The leader has given guidance at a factory, inspected a military site, or offered wisdom to the people. These moments dominate the broadcast, reinforcing his presence in daily life. Next, the news turns outward. Reports about the United States, South Korea, or other countries are framed to highlight their failures, their corruption, their weakness, always contrasted with North Korea's strength and self-reliance.
탁월한 사상과 정력적인 용도, 거창한 혁명 실천으로 이 땅 위에 세계적인 변혁의 역사를 창조하시고 우리 조국을 일심단결된 정치 사상 강국, 세계적인 군사 강국의 지위에 올려 세우신 위대한 김일성 대원수님과 김정일 대원수님의 불멸의 업적을 가슴 뜨겁게 되새깁니다.
In North Korea, punishment isn't really about justice, it's about control. For small mistakes, people might be forced into public self-criticism sessions, shamed in front of neighbors. But more serious crimes lead to detention or forced labor camps, where conditions are brutal, starvation, beatings, and endless hard work. If the crime is political, it's even worse. Entire families can be sent to political prison camps, places of forced labor and torture where many never make it out. And for the gravest offenses, like trying to defect or consuming banned media, the punishment can be execution, sometimes carried out publicly to scare others. In short, North Korea's justice system isn't about fairness. It's about fear. It keeps people obedient, not free. When you walk through the heart of Pyongyang, you'll see wide, clean boulevards, tall apartment blocks, and impressive monuments. At first glance, it almost feels like a modern, thriving city. But the truth is, what you're looking at is carefully staged, a showcase designed for visitors, not for everyday life. The buildings often have no running water. The power goes out for hours at a time. And many apartments that look occupied from the outside are actually empty shells. Shops display imported goods, but they're not for ordinary citizens. They're for the elite, or to give foreigners the illusion of prosperity. Even the people you see on the streets are often hand-picked. Students and workers are ordered to keep the city spotless, while ordinary North Koreans outside Pyongyang live in poverty, with crumbling homes, food shortages, and little access to electricity. So yes, North Korea's cities look polished. But that's the point. They're built to be a stage, a carefully crafted illusion of success, hiding the reality of struggle just beyond the spotlight. Parts of Pyongyang do have shops that seem normal, but when tourists try to get in, they kick you out immediately. As if they're hiding something. North Korea's biggest city is filled with luxuries, treats, and fashion design that you wouldn't expect a normal Korean to have. These shops are only seen by Korea's elite branch, members of the Haeksim. But behind this city, and behind closed doors, North Korea is starving. About 41% of the population is estimated to be undernourished, meaning their regular calorie intake is below what is needed for health. The total population is around 25 million, so 40 to 45% undernourished means roughly 10 to 11 million people. To see these kind of shops around, knowing the population is starving, is definitely gut-wrenching. But to the people of the DPRK, it's all about strength and prosperity. Thank you for watching today's video on North Korea. If you'd like to see future videos, please subscribe.